Hi group, I'm Steve Lonergan. I'm in group table 2, and in session 5 I actually lost 25 pounds. It was the easiest session. I first started here in session 2. All I did was follow our model. I ate less, moved more, read the Bible, attended the meetings, and it's been fantastic. I have a disability. I shattered my femur about 12 years ago. Was told I would never walk. I didn't accept that from the doctors. I turned to a religion. In my first healing mass at Holy Family, Father Amadeo put his hands over me, and I'm walking on a lake that had zero conduction for nerves. I had shattered my leg so bad, it was a result of 2 football injuries, that they took 15 hours in surgery, put my leg up like you would pulling an engine on a tripod, and rebuilt out of coral and metal rods a new leg. So I really don't have a leg from the knee up. My problem is I can't move my knee. I didn't disclose that to anybody, but I have a dropped foot as a result because I still don't have nerve feeling at the end of my foot. So I'm walking on a leg that I don't always feel, and I have no regret to it because I turned to God and I was able to walk. Now the weird thing is, it took me almost 2.5 years to get to that point where I could actually walk on it. And I'm always going to have a warm spot for Father Amadeo. Out of the clear blue, Father Paul, when I was at church, I used to make a habit of coming in the morning and pray. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Could you please come to our washing of the feet?" Now I'm a Catholic, I didn't know what it meant, but sure, I'll be there. And he told me in confidence that he and Father Amadeo saw me walking, which at that time I was in a wheelchair and couldn't do anything. At the time, Father Amadeo went to bend down and kiss my toes. The lady across from me, I looked at her and her hair standing on end. She said it was like a ball of fire that came from his lips up my leg, and now I'm wiggling my toes. All right, this is still on top of the fact that I have no nerve feeling in there. So I had to have a special brace given to me because I was curling my toes and walking on them, they're turning blue. All right. The reason I went to the root of the leg is I was in my mid-40s at the time, and I was told that they wanted to amputate it. And I went to a surgeon and asked him if he could please try to find a way. And he used the hardware. I have a C-rod through the hip and the knee. The knee, if it ever goes, I'll be disabled forever because that's the only thing that's allowing me to walk. I have 13 surgical screws down my leg. I didn't realize the impact of it until I went to the Smithsonian and set off all their alarms. Not knowing what to come up with, I said I had shrapnel. And they're like, go through. Because I really didn't know what to explain it to them, right? That's enough about what I'm doing. I'd say about 5 years ago, my wife had breast cancer. It got so bad that I actually bought a funeral plot for her. I went to my next healing mass, and not only were they able to take care of it surgically, but she's been in remission for 7 years now. So every straddle of strife or harm that came my way, I turned to EWTN, to my religion, and God has been more than generous to me. I have actually lost 122 pounds in the past 12 years. I am morbidly obese. I had a heart attack, had 3 stents put in. When the doctor looked at it, he was surprised I was actually able to stand because I had 100% of my left, I'm not a medical guy, left side blocked, 70% of the right side, and it was a doctor that noticed that there was something weird in the way it was ticking in my heart. So I went into a surgeon the next week, cardiologist, and that morning he was doing surgery on me. My heart completely was full of veins. I have no way of saying it. I'll call them feeder wells. They gave me the blood to the heart, so I wasn't losing any oxygen. That's why I wasn't collapsing. So every step of my life, I've always been able to turn to God. And last year, I went to the cardiologist, and he said all those veins are gone. That my heart now, with the 3 stents, are working. All right? I'm a diabetic 2 person that needs insulin because I didn't control my weight. I can't stress enough for you how important it is to get the weight off. I have 122 pounds off my body, and it's amazing how much more energy you have. All I can tell you is come up with a game plan. I can't go to the gym and do workouts because of my leg. If I do, my drop leg kicks in after a mile, and I can't walk. I physically can't walk. So like doing mowing the lawn, I can't do. So I have a leg brace that I kind of like use as a crutch to help me. Now, 2 years ago when I started walking, you met Jay. He comes to where I work every 2 weeks. That's how I first met him. And his first comment to me was, God has allowed you to walk. Think of something that you can do to walk. And the first thing that came to me was a grocery store. So I went into the grocery stores, they're open 24 hours, and just started walking. It was taking me an hour and a half to do 1 mile. I, at the time, was doing 8 miles. So I literally was getting up at 4 in the morning, walking through lunch, coming back and going to the mall or to the grocery store and putting in roughly 11 hours. That week that I did it, which I did in session 5, I actually lost 11 pounds. And it was just from walking, all right? Talked to the doctor about it. It was too drastic of a weight loss. I've tapered it back. I was like a monomaniac with a mission. And all I can say is find something that you can do as an activity, double it up, all right? I'm not here to cry on your shoulders or anything about what's happened to me. I just feel very blessed and privileged that we have a God that every time I've turned to him has been there all the time. And I said, don't give up, keep perseverance, keep trying, things are gonna happen. Session 5, my goal was to get 2 awards. I got my 40 and 50 pound. Session 6, I'm going for 6 and 7. I look at them as numbers, not as pounds. I'm gonna get the 20 pounds off. And I want you to join me with it and say we can do it together. Okay? Thank you all.